Hi, Laura here, and today we are going to be doing a short Pilates-inspired workout using the foam roller. All you'll need for this Pilates workout is the foam roller and maybe a mat if you don't want to be laying down on your carpet or you don't want to be laying down on your hardwood floor. And you'll just need the length of a mat for the space required for this workout. If you're new to my page, my name is Laura. I'm a certified Pilates instructor and personal trainer, and I like to bring you workouts to help you feel strong and injury resilient so that you can keep doing the active lifestyle that you have. If you're not already subscribed to my page and that sounds like it's your jam, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. And we are gonna go ahead and get started with that foam roller in a seated position. So go ahead and grab yours. So like I mentioned, we're gonna be in a seated position. I want you to actually bring this foam roller so that it is underneath the shoulder blade tips of your spine, and your knees are going to be in this bent knee, flat-footed position. Take the hands behind your head, open the elbows wide, and then from here we're going to take an inhale as you take your head back and over the foam roller as if you were bending over the spine corrector, and then exhale, scoop the stomach in, and then look forward through your knees. Inhale, lengthen it backwards. As you go backwards, you still want to have your abdominal bracing so you feel like your stomach pulls to your low spine. And exhale, lift forward and up. So we get that nice stretch as the head hangs heavy to the back. And we get that front body abdominal work as you curl forward to your thighs. As you back bend backwards, you want to feel like that tailbone is heavy. And that means that you're not overarching, overextending your spine. So as long as you have your front body tightening into what we call that abdominal bracing, that's going to help to support that lower back. And 2 more times, we're going to hold our gaze forward to our knees. And then next time that you curl forward, you're going to come up and look forward to your knees, holds. Keep your hands behind your head, levitate your hips up like you're coming up into a bridge. And then we're going to roll out our lats. You're going to come down to about the lower shoulder blade tips, and then you're going to roll to about the top of your shoulders. Now, this is a really great exercise if you have a tight back. If you work at a sit-down desk, this is going to be really awesome for you. Or if you're someone that drives a lot too, that driving position also kind of puts you in that forward hunched position. And so both that last exercise and this one is going to be exercises that help to combat that rounded shoulder posture. I want you to try to keep those elbows slightly open as those hands are cradling your head, acting as a support, acting as a pillow. You're pressing into your feet, both to lift your hips up, but also to press yourself to rock yourself forward and back so that you're also working your hamstrings. Next time the foam roller is at the tips of your shoulders, we're going to take a pause, lower the hip bones back down. And now as you come up into that crunch, we're going to come up from corner to corner. So already started a corner, lower the head down, upside down over the barrel, and then lift up to the opposite corner. And then lower yourself back down, head down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to stretch down. You still get that back bend, that upper back stretch as your head comes down with that abdominal bracing. Keep that stomach in to keep that lower back away from arching. I like to also think of my tailbone, my hips being heavy. The next time I'm on my right side, I'm going to hold that right side. That's where I started. And then I'm going to take my left hand to the outside of my right leg. So I'm going across my body to the opposite side. Once you're here, I want you to saw forward an inch and then backwards an inch. Saw forward an inch and then backwards an inch. As you go forward, don't let your knees wiggle around. Keep your feet into the floor and move just from your shirt. It's almost like you're trying to pick up your shoulder blade on the left side off and across the room. We're going to be here for 3 more times. Last 2. And then after 1, we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Left hand comes back, right hand goes to the opposite side. And then from here we saw up an inch and then down, targeting our obliques as we go across, hip stability as we try to keep those knees away from wiggling, and those hips steady as just the top of your shirt is what's moving. We're here for 3, last 2, and then after 1, we're going to turn over to our right side. So turn on your right side, turn so that you can face the camera. And we're still gonna be using this foam roller. This foam roller, we're gonna go ahead and set it underneath our side body. I put it kind of closer towards my armpit, and then I'm gonna stack my knees one on top of the other. When I'm here, I do want the side of my body to be resting on the foam roller, but my bottom part that's not connected to it is slightly lifted, also working the obliques. Your hand can stay like a side plank. I like to bring mine to support my head. Once you're there, we're gonna go into some clamshells. So I want you to lift the top knee towards the sky and then lower the knee down. You keep the heel bones kissing, and I like to keep my hand on my hip, but you can also take your hand behind your back to act as an imaginary wall so that those hips are steady and you're working that external rotation of your top leg. You can also add a band here if you want a little bit of extra work. We're here for 3. In 2, we're gonna move to internal rotation. Next one, last one. Hold the down. Now knees stay kissing. Foot lifts up and then lowers. Foot lifts up and then lowers. Now I like to have my hand cradled here so that I can have my head, shoulders, and hips all in a straight line. I don't want it to be sagging down to the ground here. Not very healthy position for your neck. So use that palm as a little bit of a support until your neck gets strong enough to hang on its own. Not like literally hang, we just talked about not hanging, but you know what I mean. In 2 more times, we're gonna switch to donkey kicks. Once you finish that last internal rotation, lift the thigh bone up. It's hovering now. From here, bottom leg stays pressing into the ground, push the top leg away from you, and then resist it back in, tabletop position. Push it long as if you were pushing down the length of your mat, and then resist it back in and home. You want to try to keep your top leg in what we call a neutral position, so your toes are facing forward towards the wall that you're looking at. A lot of times we try to change it into an external rotation, so you stick the toe towards the sky. That's not what I want. I want that knife edge to be parallel to the ceiling, parallel to the ground. We have 2 more times. And then on that last time, I want you to hold the leg in a straight position. Leg is straight, point your toe, give me a little circle. I guess it's kind of more like a medium-sized circle now that I see the reflection. It goes down towards the ground, and as it goes down, you still want to maintain contact with this thigh down to the floor, and this hip is still trying to lift off the floor. We're here for 3, last 2, and then after 1, go ahead and switch directions of your circle. We go backwards, up, and down. Backwards is always harder for me. I don't know if it's just because it's second, or if it's because in this direction, my hip's a little bit weaker. I'm a creature of habit, so I always go forward first. We're here for 3, last 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring that leg back in. And then after that leg is in, we're gonna go ahead and take this foam roller out from our side. I'm gonna make it go standing, facing the length of my spine. We're gonna take this hand and place it like a pillow for ourselves. And then this roller is now going to be a pillow for your top leg. We don't want this foam roller to move. Take your top hand, reach it across the way, and we're gonna go into some rotations. As you lift the hand up into the sky, we wanna keep pressing our thigh into the roller as we look back at our top hand, and then close the hand back downwards towards the ground. So the foam roller is giving you feedback. If it moves, it makes us know that our hips are not staying stacked. Our hips are rolling forward and back. Top hand is what's moving. We go up and over for our open book, reach it back behind you, and then exhale, bring it back closed. This is once again helping us with our upper back, our posture, thoracic mobility, thoracic rotation. Also a really great one for your spine. Take that inhale as you open that hand behind you. Exhale as you come back in. As you open the hand, press the thigh bone down to help it try to stay as stable as possible. We've got 2 more times here. And then after that last one, we're going to close the hand down. Bring yourself up to a seated position. To stay facing towards the camera, just go ahead and put your feet to the opposite end of your mat. And then we set up our foam roller underneath us once again. I like to set up for the work first and then end with the dessert. All right, setting up with that hand underneath your head. Your legs come up in front of your hips. We've got those heel bones stacked, and we start with our external rotation. We're gonna lift the thigh bone up, resist down. Thigh bone up, resist down. Trying to work through the outer top hip here. Your hips are stacked up against a wall, so you wanna keep your hand either behind your back or on your hips here to make sure that that's what's happening. We've got 2 more times here, and then we're gonna go into our internal rotation. After you finish your internal rotation, or after you finish your last external, we're gonna lift the heel bone up and then down. So your knees stay kissing as that heel lifts up. Still, once again, working your hip. Now the internal rotators. 2 more times here. And then we're gonna go into those donkey kicks. Pressing it backwards like you're pushing something heavy away, and then resist back down. So I mentioned in another video of mine that if you're someone that has back tightness or back pain, it often is a result of a deficiency somewhere else in our body. And for some people, a lot of people, it comes from lack of mobility and strength in your hips. So those clamshells and reverse clamshells are a really great exercise to help on the internal and external rotation of your hip. Here, we're working on the strength of our glute max. We've got 2 more times here. And then we're gonna end with our legs straight. Point your toe, and then we find those medium-sized circles. I went backwards first on this side. I intentionally tried to. And I do think that backwards is harder for me on both sides. We've got 3, last 2, and 1. And then from here, we're gonna go forward. Forward, up, and back. Forward, up, and back. Try to keep those hips steady. Notice if that waist is trying to arch off and down from the floor. Last 3, 2, and 1. Once you finish, go ahead and bring the knees back in. We're gonna take this roller out from underneath us. Bring it vertically so that it's kind of matching the length of your spine, the length of your mat. And then we're gonna go ahead, use that bottom arm as a pillow. Top leg goes on top of the roller, and then your bottom leg just reaches out straight for support. Top hand, reach it long. And then we're gonna lift the arm up and back behind you. This side is way different. And then come back down. That's okay if that happens for you too. Up and back behind you. And then resist it back down. That's why that unilateral work is so important. Unilateral means just working one side as well as working both sides. And sometimes if I find that one side is a little bit extra different for one of my clients, I'll just have them do either a little bit more repetitions on that side, or I'll have them do that side twice. So we'll do deficient side, stronger side, deficient side. Or like I said, if we have 10 reps that we're doing on one side, maybe we'll do 12 sets on the side that needs a little bit more attention. One more time here. And then once you finish that 10, come onto all fours. Put that roller to the side. I'm just gonna push it off. And then come onto your hands and knees for me. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And you're gonna round your back into an angry cat. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. But that's definitely on a person-to-person case, depending on what it is that we're talking about, what it is that we're looking at, what it is that we're working. Everybody is so different, and that's what I think is so cool about what I get to do, as everyone is unique. We have 2 more times here. And then after that last time, and in a flat back, try to spread out those digits a little bit more. Your legs are going to step back into a plank position. Lift those hips up to the sky. Find a downward dog stretch. Heel bones downwards towards the ground. Gently rest those knees back to the floor. Find one child's pose stretch. And then roll yourself up into a high kneeling position. And then once you're done, you're all set. So that should feel like you got some strength through your core, strength through your hips, but you should also feel like you got some recovery time for your upper back, your core, and your hips. If you like this workout, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you would like to see more slower paced, luxurious, recovery-based workouts like this one. And if you're not already subscribed to my page, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that we can keep getting stronger together. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.